I feel like it's impossible to say Adam Cole without then additionally saying baby.
Right. It is very difficult. It's very difficult for thousands of people all across the world.
When did baby get attached to Adam Cole?
So yeah, great question. So I've been doing Adam Cole baby since 2009, actually, but it didn't catch on until I'd say about 2014, 2013, 2014. So it kind of started because I had done I was really, really early on in my wrestling career, and I was at a Maryland Championship Wrestling show, and Joey Matthews was on the show, Joey Mercury in WWE, and he was in the finals of the Shane Shamrock Memorial Cup, and he was walking around. He was the heel, and he just kept going, Joey Matthews, and putting his fists in the air like this, and he said it so many times. And I remember sitting there thinking, like, that is so smart. Because if you're not really a hardcore wrestling fan, if you remember one name from that show, it's going to be Joey Matthews. So I'm like, how can I incorporate that into my own thing? Obviously, I'm a huge Chris Jericho fan. And when he would stand on top of someone and flex and go, come on, baby. Yeah. I was like, oh, I'll do Adam Cole, baby. Or it started as, I think it actually did start as Adam Cole, baby. And then it got more and more obnoxious. But literally for 4 years, I would do it and no one would do it with me, or they would boo. I did it a lot more than I do now as well. But eventually what had happened was I got injured. I had to get shoulder, tricep, and elbow surgery in 2014. And I was away for 4 months. So I had that blessing of the fans missing me when I was gone in Ring of Honor. And when I came back, they started doing Adam Cole baby with me. And then it just turned into this incredible thing now that has been such a huge part of what I do. So
don't you feel like when you start something and you're doing it that often and that frequently, that if it doesn't catch on, you're just going to look like an idiot who's just trying something that's not working?
Yeah. So funny enough is initially when I did it, it was never done with the intention of people doing it with me. Really, like it was, I was a heel. I was trying to think of cocky, arrogant things to do. In my brain, it was never, I'm going to turn this into a catchphrase. Really, it really never was. It was like something small to do in between my matches to get people to boo. And that's exactly what happened in the early stages of it. You know, in the middle of a match, I would do it and everyone would boo. So that was always the plan. The fact that it's turned into this huge catchphrase is something that went above and beyond my expectations. So there was no real disappointment for it not catching on because it was never supposed to catch on. But then here we are.
Well, now everything you're doing, I feel like, is catching on. Yeah. Like in the wrestling world, you can't say boom now without thinking of you.
Right. Which is so crazy because that was just a little thing. Like I had been doing the finger look up and point at myself for a really long time. Again, also in Ring of Honor, I'd been doing that. So it's crazy how that has caught on now as well too. It's wild. Was
that just because it was the Undisputed Era music and it just happened to say boom in it?
I think so. Yeah, because again, it was one of those situations where I was just at rehearsal and I was messing around. And again, I for years had pointed at myself and said boom or said something, whatever I felt like that night. And then again, because at that point in the song, it had said it. I forget who, I think it was Road Dogg was watching it. He's like, hey, yeah, you should definitely make sure you do that. Even though I had been doing it for quite some time, but they kind of noticed. So then I made sure that I consistently did it all the time. And again, then that caught on as well. So it's amazing, man. It's so cool.
Hey, it's Chris, and thank you so much for checking out this video on my brand new YouTube channel, CVV Clips. As the name suggests, it's a place where I'm gonna post clips from some of my favorite interviews. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit subscribe and also check out these videos right here. YouTube thinks you might like them.